Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin, where we are going to be delivering you Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1 match review, post-match reactions. I am so happy, more than you can believe. 3 points in the bag, big 3 points. Look, I'm not even going to lie. That match, ladies and gentlemen, was very, very difficult for most parts of the game. We were not good at all. However, big ups to Enzo Maresca for making the right changes, and the complexion of the game changed in the second half. Probably not in the first 15 minutes of the second half, but in the latter parts of the second half. After the first 15 minutes of the second half, it really did started to change, especially when Disasi came off, Madueke came off, Jackson came off, and some really nice adjustments were made, better balance. We got ourselves the 3 points. Shout out to Robert Sanchez. We're going to talk about so many positive things today because we don't get the opportunity. Someone said it in my live stream, Miz, can we jizz today? It's been a long time since we jizzed. Oh, bloody oath, you can jizz today. Jizz all over. Jizz all over. Look, I know it's Bournemouth and I know it's 1-0, but we have to understand in the context of things, this was a huge, huge win. Moving into that away game against West Ham next weekend, we needed the victory. Some big results that took place this weekend already. Liverpool dropping points. Arsenal potentially could be dropping points against Spurs. We needed to get this victory and ensure we were on top. Man United getting that victory. We can't let Man United get away too much. Man United, once again, scamming a victory earlier on. They could say the same thing about us, that we scammed it, but let's be one thing for real. When we have the right balance, the right players playing on the field, we look so much better. Jadon Sancho. Oh my. There's a reason why I said Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho looked really, really nice throughout this international break. Some really nice footages of him in the training sessions. I was saying Sancho to start instead of Pedro Neto. He could have come on in the second half. But look, the way it panned out was nice. Maybe Sancho wasn't ready to start the game. He better be ready against West Ham. But Sancho, game changer for me from the second half when he came on. He was lively. He was taking players on. All of these Man United fans, they are waiting on Sancho's demise. But Sancho, I feel like he's going to do well at Chelsea Football Club. One thing's for certainty, Mudryk time is over. Mudryk, no way. If you cannot perform in that manner, the way Sancho did, there's no way you're seeing the field. And even Pedro Neto, to a certain degree, wasn't effective at all this first half in this particular match. But maybe Pedro Neto can compete on that right side as well, because he can play either side. And who knows, maybe on the right side, Pedro Neto might look very good. Madueke wasn't good. We're going to go through all the performances in detail. I'm so excited, as you can see. Very, very excited. So happy we got the 3 points. We're in 7. I think we've got 7 points now, and I think we're 7th in the table, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty certain we are 7th. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, we are 7th. Arsenal just a bit ahead of us on 6th. But as I said, they've got a game against Spurs. Now, let's talk about this game, ladies and gentlemen. From the get-go, the starting lineup, look, it was still strong enough against Bournemouth, but kudos to Bournemouth, man. They're a solid team. They pressed really aggressively. They caused a lot of issues for us. They peppered us with shots. If it wasn't for Robert Sanchez, we were in big trouble. Big save from Robert Sanchez for the penalties. Thank you so much to that Bournemouth brother, Evanilson, I believe. Thank you so much for missing that. Robert Sanchez, big save, diving on his left side and his left hand, palming that. Overall, Robert Sanchez had a fantastic game. Fantastic game. He made some top saves. The only thing that I will say about Robert Sanchez is some of his distributions need to get a lot better. That's the only qualm that I have. But Bournemouth, kudos to them. Look, we probably don't deserve to win this, if I'm being absolutely honest. They probably deserve something. In the first half itself, Bournemouth deserves something. But sometimes this is the level of match that we're going to have. We're not always going to be on top of our game. And it's the best factor to come away from these games with 3 points. So I feel sorry for you guys, Bournemouth, but I'm very, very happy we got the 3 points, much needed. Robert Sanchez, for me, was the man of the match. And he was sensational. Some of the saves he pulled out. And overall in set pieces as well, he was very, very commanding in the box. Next up in defense, ladies and gentlemen, let's go from the back. We started off with Axel Disasi. Big flop once again. As soon as Axel Disasi was off and he left the stadium, things was a lot better. Axel Disasi, look, a lot of things we've learned. Axel Disasi is not good enough. He's not good enough. And I know right back is not his position, but his awareness. There was so many blunders in the first half from Axel Disasi. Madness. He's not good enough. He hasn't been good enough for a little while. The other thing that we learned was Wesley Fofana cannot play center back. We played with the three at the back formation with Disasi, Wesley Fofana, and Levi Colwill. Wesley Fofana cannot play center back. He's just not good enough on the ball at that level. I think he's a lot better on the right side where he doesn't need to make too many big decisions in terms of where the pass needs to go. His decisions are quite made, naturally for him on that right side. Better awareness on that right side, and his recovery pace is good. Tosin, when he came on, when Disasi left, changed the complexion of our back line. To be honest, from there on, I don't think Bournemouth was creating that many havocs anymore. Yes, there were some little bits and pieces of hiccups even after that, but overall, it was a lot better defensively when Tosin was in the middle. Shout out to Levi Colwill. He was the standout defender for us in this particular game, whether it was first half, whether it was second half. Altogether, Levi Colwill was a lot better than any of his other peers in the defense. Cucurella had a fairly decent game as well. Cucurella was strange. First half, it looked like he was playing as a number 10, one of the inside forwards, sometimes even as a striker. Similar things were happening in the second half as well. But overall, look, defensively, he does tuck in as a left back. He defended quite well. So big up to Cucurella. In midfield, solid performance from Moses Caicedo. First half as well, and in the second half. Overall, he was our best midfielder. He was intercepting. He was breaking down play. His overall passing was very good as well. Defensively, he was getting stuck in a lot of duels. Renato Veiga, shout out to Renato Veiga. Not the greatest first half, but the second half, Renato Veiga was strong, better positioning in the second half, a little bit more deeper, closer to the defenders. In the first half, it looked like he wanted to progress a little bit further, but in transition, he was getting caught out and the pace wasn't there for Renato Veiga. Second half, solid from a physical standpoint, from a passing standpoint, winning duels. I think the stats will tell you he won a lot of duels. I think 75% of his duels or nearly 80% of his duels. Fantastic from Renato Veiga. Look, poses a bit of a dilemma for us. Again, moving into the West Ham game. What kind of midfield are we going to play? Enzo Fernandez and Keenan Dewsbury Hall, ladies and gentlemen, didn't feature in this game because they were ill. Are they going to be brought back into the team? We shall see. Casadei was in the bench. No Carney Chukwuemeka. Some of these players that have not been featuring for Chelsea, in terms of Carney Chukwuemeka, Ben Chilwell, all of these players, they need to find a club elsewhere. Now, moving forward, who did we have in the first half? Nicholas Jackson, Madueke. Look, Madueke, this wasn't a good game for him. I need Madueke to pass a lot more. Pass a lot more, give and go, much like what Jadon Sancho was doing in the second half when he came on. Madueke fluffed a few opportunities up front as well. Didn't pass enough, doesn't make the right decision all the time. Wasn't a good game for Madueke. Nicholas Jackson, look, that goal that Nkunku scored, by the way, kudos to Nkunku blowing up the balloon. Thank you so much for that goal. I said it. I had the belief when Sancho, Felix, and Nkunku, I was like, nah, this looks a lot better. And we're going to score. And I had the belief we're going to score. Check out my watch along. I was saying, I feel like we're going to score here. We're going to get away with a victory. And we did. That goal Nkunku scored, Jackson doesn't score that. Nkunku's, the way he keeps on, he stood still. He didn't get bundled over. And then he tucks the ball in. Jackson, this is the biggest problem. He doesn't finish his opportunity up front. And once again, he's another one of those players, doesn't pass early enough. When he needs to pass, doesn't pass early enough. Pedro Neto, we've already talked about, not a good game. Hooked off at halftime, but I think it's not really hooked off, but we're probably just watching his workload. He did play in the international break as well, and sometimes plays about half the match. So we're watching him, but he didn't have a good game at all. Cole Palmer as well, not really a good game. Needs a bit more rest. Looks like that whatever he picked up just before the international break might have just lingered on a little bit. But sometimes that's going to happen. Cole Palmer's not going to be absolutely polished every game. We need other players to bail us out. And who bailed us out? I keep thinking Robert Sancho. Robert Sanchez is a different player. Jadon Sancho, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to Jadon Sancho. I'm so happy for him. He looked so lively when he came on. taking the players on, making the right decision. I think there's a stat out there, most progressive passes. That's the other issue with Madueke. He keeps passing backwards. Sancho always progressive, always looking to pass forward, hold the ball, get the players up, find a pass, move, find a pass, move. Love it. The amount of times Sancho was putting through Cucurella into those really, really lovely areas on the left side was brilliant to see. João Felix came on in the second half instead of, I think it might have been for Madueke, or was it Nkunku came on for Jackson. But anyway, João Felix came on. Not the greatest, but still, some level of impact was provided. Want to see a lot more from João Felix in terms of impact for Chelsea down the track. Obviously, he's just arrived, so it might take a little bit of time to adapt. Then again, he has played for Chelsea previously, so hopefully that adaptation doesn't take too long. And Nkunku, kudos to him. As I said, I don't think Nicholas Jackson scores that goal. And Nkunku, look, a lot of people been talking down that, is this guy in trouble? Is this guy in trouble? And he's come out and he's scored. That's the exact way you want to respond when you're not starting, when you're in the bench and looks like there's some murmurs that maybe you're the guy who might be out next time. And even I've said it, look, if Nkunku doesn't perform well enough, then potentially he could be out there in the next summer. So keep scoring goals in Nkunku like that. And it's great competition for Nicholas Jackson. So hopefully in the West Ham game, Nkunku can start, Sancho can start, and we shall see. I'm just so happy we got the 3 points, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, not the greatest performance overall, but we put up some level of package together in the second half after the first 15 minutes of the second half, and we hung on. We got that goal. Very happy in the context of some of the other results that has taken place in the Premier League this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Who was your man of the match? My man of the match was Robert Sanchez, but close second, Jadon Sancho. Just happy with the 3 points. So happy. Let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya. Goodbye.